The Cold War never ended, it just changed weapons. While you were sleeping, the United States launched the most aggressive economic warfare campaign in modern history. Not with missiles or armies, but with something far more devastating. A total blockade of the technologies that power the 21st century. On October 7, 2022, America fired the first shot in a new kind of war. A war that will determine whether your children live under Washington's rules or Beijing's surveillance. A war fought not on battlefields, but in semiconductor fabs, AI research labs, and the invisible supply chains that connect our world. And here's what nobody's telling you. The US isn't trying to win this war. They're trying to make it impossible for China to even fight it. This is the secret playbook of America's new Cold War. And once you understand it, you'll never look at technology the same way again. Welcome to Fault Line Economics, where we decode the hidden forces reshaping our world. To understand this new strategy, you need to grasp one fundamental shift in how Washington thinks about power. For 30 years after the Cold War, America believed in one simple idea. Economic integration equals peace. Let China into the WTO. Let them build our iPhones. Let them buy our technology. Democracy and capitalism would transform them into a partner, not a rival. That bet failed, spectacularly. By 2020, China hadn't democratized, they'd weaponized. They'd taken Western technology and turned it into a surveillance state. They'd taken global supply chains and turned them into leverage. They'd taken our optimism and turned it into their opportunity. So America's strategic thinkers went back to the drawing board, and what they came up with changes everything. As National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan put it, this is about protecting our foundational technologies with a small yard and high fence. But that modest description hides a radical truth. This isn't protection, it's strangulation. Here's a machine that costs $200 million. It's the size of a bus, and it might be the most important weapon in America's arsenal. This is an EUV lithography machine, made by a Dutch company called ASML. It's the only machine on Earth that can make the most advanced computer chips, the ones that power artificial intelligence, the ones that guide hypersonic missiles, the ones that will define who controls the future. On October 7th, 2022, the US didn't just ban China from buying these machines, they did something unprecedented. They banned China from buying any chip made with these machines. They banned US citizens from even helping China figure out how to make them. They extended US law to cover any company anywhere in the world that uses American technology. Think about what this means. The entire global semiconductor industry runs on American software, American designs, and American equipment. In one move, the US turned that dependence into a weapon. The results? Huawei, China's tech champion, went from competing with Apple to barely surviving. Their breakthrough 7-nanometer chip? It's already 3 generations behind. By the time they figured out how to make it, the West had moved on to 2-nanometer technology. But here's the strategic genius. The US isn't trying to stop China completely, they're forcing China to take the slow path. Every dollar China spends reverse engineering old technology is a dollar not spent innovating. It's technological quicksand. The harder they struggle, the further behind they fall. While choking China's tech ambitions, America launched its biggest industrial policy since World War II, the CHIPS Act, $52 billion to bring semiconductor manufacturing home, the Inflation Reduction Act, $370 billion for clean energy independence, the Infrastructure Bill, $1.2 trillion to rebuild the foundation of American power.
This isn't just spending, it's strategic hardening. Every semiconductor fab built in Ohio is a fab that can't be threatened by Chinese missiles. Every battery plant in Michigan is independence from Chinese lithium processing. Every upgraded port is resilience against the next supply chain shock. And notice the timing. These investments come with strings attached. Any company taking CHIPS Act money is banned from expanding in China for 10 years. It's a forced choice. America or China. You can't have both. The old Washington consensus said, let the market decide. The new Washington consensus says the market can't protect national security. This is economic planning with geopolitical purpose. And it's working. Samsung, TSMC, Intel, they're all building their most advanced fabs on American soil. But America learned a crucial lesson from the first Cold War. You can't win alone. So they're building something new. Not just military alliances, but technology alliances. Take AUKUS. Everyone focuses on the submarines, but Pillar 2 is the real game changer. It's deep collaboration on AI, quantum computing, hypersonics, cyber warfare. It's 3 nations merging their defense industries to stay ahead of China. Then there's the Quad. Not a military alliance, something more subtle. It's about setting technology standards, building alternative 5G networks, coordinating on critical minerals, creating a competing model to China's digital Silk Road. This is strategic genius. AUKUS is the spear, developing cutting-edge military tech among the closest allies. The Quad is the shield, offering the Indo-Pacific an alternative to Chinese tech dominance. China's counter? The more they push back, the more they prove America's point. Every threat against Taiwan validates the need for friend-shoring. Every military exercise justifies deeper allied coordination. They're caught in a strategic trap with no good options. But the real battlefield isn't today's technology, it's tomorrow's. And here, America is placing massive bets. Quantum computing, $4.5 billion in new funding. Why? Because a functioning quantum computer breaks all current encryption. Whoever gets there first owns everyone's secrets. Artificial intelligence, 27 new AI research institutes, a national AI research cloud. Why? Because AI isn't just ChatGPT. It's the technology that designs better weapons, discovers new materials, and could solve problems we don't even know we have. Biotechnology, a whole-of-government approach to controlling the life sciences supply chain. Why? Because biology is becoming engineering, and whoever controls that controls food security, pandemic response, and possibly human enhancement. This isn't research for research's sake. It's about owning the means of production for the technologies that will define the next century. America learned from semiconductors. It's not enough to invent something. You need to make it. You need to control it. You need to keep others from getting it. But here's the vulnerability. This requires decades of consistent investment. One election, one budget fight, one political reversal could derail everything. China plans in decades. America plans in election cycles. That asymmetry might be America's greatest weakness. So what does this mean for the world? We're watching the birth of 2 separate technological civilizations, one centered on Washington, one on Beijing. 2 internets, 2 chip industries, 2 AI ecosystems, 2 visions for humanity's future. The middle ground is disappearing. Countries are being forced to choose sides. Companies are building redundant supply chains. Research is being siloed. The efficient, integrated world of globalization is fracturing into armed camps. By 2030, expect technology to be as divided as the world was during the Cold War. By 2040, we might see completely incompatible tech ecosystems, Chinese devices that can't talk to American networks. By 2050, we could be looking at 2 different paths of human development. The Berlin Wall divided one city. The Silicon Curtain divides the entire digital world. And unlike the Cold War, this competition touches everything. The phone in your pocket, the car you drive, the medicine you take. The secret US strategy isn't about winning a war. It's about making sure China can't compete in one. It's containment through technology. It's the weaponization of complexity. It's the most sophisticated geopolitical strategy ever deployed. And it's already working. The new Cold War won't be won with nuclear weapons or tank divisions. It'll be won in clean rooms and research labs, in boardrooms and supply chains. The stakes? Nothing less than who writes the rules for the next century of human civilization. This is the hidden architecture of our time, the tectonic forces reshaping our world. And understanding them isn't optional, it's survival. If you want to stay ahead of these shifts, subscribe to Faultline Economics. Hit the notification bell, because in a world of information warfare, knowledge isn't just power, it's protection. Next week, we're diving into Europe's impossible choice: American technology or Chinese markets. You can have one, but not both. And the decision will reshape the continent forever. Until then, this is Faultline Economics. Stay strategic.